How excited are you? Are you excited about your first trip to Starkville and seeing what it's about with all those cowbells and stuff?
I'm actually pretty excited about it. Coach Smart's been showing us videos before the team meeting and stuff, the videos of the cowbells and the environment, because they do have a great environment there. So to be part of that's going to be really, really cool. I'm excited about it, especially it being a night game as well.
Yeah.
Warren Kirby said yesterday that he feels like the offensive line maybe is playing with a little bit more confidence than y'all were in the beginning of this. For one, how have you seen that kind of develop over the course of the year?
I think this is a new group since last year with Jamari and Schaefer being in the league right now. So that takes a little bit of time when you have to fill gaps and move different people in. But I think it's just having a really good connection, knowing your brother, and then just time under tension, honestly, just playing and reps, that kind of helps out a lot as development.
So do you think it comes more from what y'all do in practice every day, or is it more from just having those game results on Saturdays that's really kind of led to that for you?
I would say practice. You have to have good quality reps every time in order to be ready for the game. So and how we practice, doing everything full speed, physical, getting really good looks from the scout team, that really helps us in the game, because now we're like, okay, now I know if this person's coming here, I know that he's right behind me, he's going to have my back, something like that. So that always helps out.
Warren, what was that Tennessee game like for you, getting in there and getting in some reps, and just the way you guys, as an entire offensive line, was able to play?
Honestly, it was amazing. I mean, just the environment as a whole was so awesome, and the fans really responded to the challenges that Coach Smart and our program put out to them, and I think that really affected the game. Obviously, I think it affected Tennessee on offense, but it just wanted us to go out there and just play really, really hard. We knew the challenge that was in front of us, so we just wanted to play hard. And me getting in the game, I was really excited about that. Anytime I can contribute, I mean, it was an awesome and special moment for me.
You mentioned gaps a while ago. Have you ever heard the term putty guy?
No.
Putty guy, like you fill in the gaps.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like you've been kind of the putty guy on the offensive line this year, because you can play center, either guard or whatever, and that's a different role for you. Obviously, you were in a starting role for many games. How's that adjustment been, and how do you stay sharp?
For me, this year I want to be the best leader I possibly can. Obviously, I'm not getting the same amount of reps, like you said, like I was last year. But for me, I want to go in. I want to be a leader, and I want to prepare each day like I'm going out there to play, 80 reps at any position, left guard, center, right guard. So for me, that helps me kind of stay sharp. Is going in the film room, extra, learning what the defense is going to do, and then acting like okay, like if I'm in this situation, like what am I going to do? So that always helps you stay sharp, and whenever my time is ready, I'll be ready to go.
Talking about the reps that you get at center, the Mississippi State fans are technically supposed to stop the cowbell when the center gets over the ball.
Yeah.
Has there been any emphasis on the centers getting over the ball any quicker this week to quiet them a little bit?
I would say that there's always like an emphasis to us to get down and get ready, just because we have a lot of shifts and motions in the backfield. Stetson, he can see a lot of things clear when we're down and set, and then he can make adjustments based off of that. So I think in any game we need to continue to get ready faster and faster. But I actually didn't know that, so that might be a good tip.
Have you ever played in any games, maybe in high school, where noisemakers or cowbells or anything like that?
You always have like the team moms and stuff, like shaking the homemade like shakers and stuff like that, but nothing to that extent. No. I mean, I'm excited about it though. I think it's gonna be a good challenge.
As a whole, just a whole unit offensive line, how much do you think have grown just in terms of communication, execution, all that stuff going into this Loud Road environment?
I think a lot. It's obviously going to be a challenge just because it's a new environment, night game with the cowbells and everything like that. But I think we've grown each game. We trust each other each game. And then the connection part that we always talk about, I think we just get stronger and stronger with that each day. So, we just got to go in, we got to be mentally intense, and we got to be ready to play.
Got to see Devin start last week. What did you think of how he was able to play and just the progress he's made this season?
Anytime you get your first start, it's awesome. I remember mine, and I was really excited for him, and I think he went out. I think he played well. Each person has a role, and each person on this, we're always competing and we're always fighting to go out there and play the best we can. So I was proud of him and happy he got his start.
Has there been any discussion at all about what's on the line this week? You guys can punch your ticket for Atlanta with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's obviously in the air, and that's exciting because that's one of our goals that we start out each year. So, but the thing about it is we have to have a mentality of going 1-0, no matter what the circumstances are, who we play, where we're at. So I think we've done well so far this week. We got to continue to lock in and just practice as hard as we can, get ready for it.
What stands out to you about Mississippi State's defense?
Disruptive. They're coached really, really well. They know exactly what they're going to do. And for us, it's a really big challenge because they do move around so much, and they're fast while they do it, and they puncture. So us as an offensive line, we have to have our eyes right, and we have to match their intensity and their speed. So.
Warren, how would you say the journey has been for this year's team compared to last year?
That's a good question. I want to say it's very similar. We go out and we have similar goals each time, but the personality is different. Last year we were a very connected team. I think this year's team is just as connected. We're a tough team, and I think we go out there each week and we got each other back. There's no person pointing fingers. There's no person making it about themselves more than a team. I think that might be what it is. It's just everyone is more about the team and what we can focus on to win each week.
Has the success surprised you or anybody on the team with all the talent that left? People might not have been expecting right back at number one.
I don't think so, because I think when you come to a place like UGA and the recruiting that Coach Smart and his staff has done, you're going to have great players, and how intense we practice and how hard we practice and the standard that we set for us each day. I think that when it's people's time to come, really, like you said, it's Devin or anyone that didn't get the opportunity last year because of the great players we have, the guys are ready because the intensity we play with in practice, you're going against our top guys. We're very competitive, so you got to be ready when your time's come.
Warren, you guys just played in the rain in the second half the other day. I guess it could be cold in Starkville. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the O-line motto is like no sleeves and that type of stuff. So we're gonna be rocking that. But whatever the conditions are, we have to be ready for that. We were prepared for the rain. We did like the wet ball snaps and got ready for that. So I think that practice helped out for us last week.
What do you think, Aaron Smith, having him out there being able to be a vertical threat like he was last week? What does that bring to the offense?
I think this brings another explosive factor. We're very explosive, but his speed is, he's one of the faster guys in the country. So to have him on our team and be able to be a downfield threat is really huge for us.
Coach Marr emphasized your role in special teams. Can you talk a little bit more about that and your relationship with Thorsten?
Yeah, well, everyone kind of gets misguided that it's just, offense and defense. They focus so heavily on that, but, special teams is such a huge part of the game. A special teams rep is just as important as a offensive defensive rep. So I take my role as a middle shield super important. And, if I mess up a call and I get a punt blocked, return for a touchdown, then obviously that's a really bad deal. So I got to take that really with a grain of salt. I have to be super mentally intense with that. And then Brett, he's awesome. It's not every day you get to protect for an Australian punter. So he's a super cool guy, and he's very down to earth, and he trusts me and I trust him. So it's a good relationship.
What was your reaction to the punt that he had?
At first, I honestly didn't even think about it. I was like sitting there, I was like, oh, he just bombed. He just got another one on the one, like great pump. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's a 74 yard.
75.
Yeah. So as soon as I realized that, I was like, wow, that's pretty dang impressive. I think Jake Marta had the same thing on, what was it, Sunday night?
Yeah, he had 74.
Yeah. So it was 2 74s in a row. That's pretty good for Georgia punter. So.
Have you hung out with him much outside of football, like
Brett?
Yeah.
Not yet. I mean, honestly, we haven't. The good part about in the season is we spend so much time here that sometimes when we get out at 7 p.m. I just want to go lay in my room for a little bit. But no, he's a really good guy, and the time that we do spend in the building together it is good.
How do you think he's adjusting to being so far from home?
I think he's adjusting well. I think he's I think he's enjoying it. There's a tweet that he sent out. I think his family came to visit him like a month or so ago. That he was like, if you see some weird Australian people walking around, like make sure to say hi. But no, I think he's enjoying like the American lifestyle and being here. And we all support him. And whenever I do see him outside of football, I make sure to stop and talk to him.
You just talked about the no sleeves thing. Are there any other mottos or mantras that the offensive line's tried to take in this year?
We just got to play with toughness all the time. That's something that Coach Searles has done a really good job emphasizing on us. You know, playing with great effort, great toughness, and knowing what to do each play. So I think those are 3 main keys for us that we really try to focus on each day.
Got time for 2 more for Warren? Anybody? All right, thank you, Warren.
Thanks, Warren.